Mauryan Empire, founded by Chandragupta Maurya in 4th century BC, was the first major empire in Indian history. Chandragupta's son Bindusara and grandson Ashoka further extended the boundaries of the empire. Since the empire was so vast, the areas in and around the capital Pataliputra were directly controlled by the king, while areas further away were run by appointed local officials. The empire was divided into provinces with their own capital cities such as Takshila, Ujjain and Swarnagiri. Royal princes or Kumaras were often sent to oversee administration of these provinces. Provinces were further divided into Janpads, governed by officials called Sthaniks. And smaller villages governed by Gramins. Besides this regional governance, there were separate departments and ministers for functions like tax collection, industrial activities, trade and commerce, entertainment of foreigners, and others. The king was advised on policy matters by a small council of ministers called the Mahamantri Parishad. The decisions of this council were carried out by a larger council called the Mantri Parishad. This elaborate administrative system maintained peace and stability in the Mauryan Empire. A large army and a spy system were also maintained to protect the empire from external attack. Accounts of ambassadors, however, show that the Mauryan Empire had friendly relations with other countries. In fact, much of what we know about the Mauryan Empire today comes from the accounts of one Greek ambassador called Megasthenes, who visited India during Chandragupta's rule. Mauryan society was chiefly divided on the basis of profession, with distinct groups such as philosophers, farmers, soldiers, herdsmen, artisans, magistrates, and councillors. The caste system too was widely prevalent during Chandragupta's rule. However, with the advent of Buddhism and King Ashoka's conversion to it, inequalities based on caste began to weaken. Hinduism, which was the main religion until now, was briefly overshadowed by Buddhism. Buddhist religious missions were sent to parts of Asia, Greece, and Sri Lanka that in turn created cultural exchange. The Mauryan Empire had a flourishing economy. A strict but fair collection of taxes across the empire provided adequate resources for administration and welfare projects. Agriculture was the main occupation. Taxes on farmers were regulated, and a good irrigation system with wells and canals was created. Economic activities such as mining, forestry, carpentry, and pottery were also encouraged. Inland and overseas trade was strongly supported in the Mauryan Empire, and excellent trade relations were maintained with Sri Lanka, Egypt, and Greece. Use of standard weights and measures across the empire further enhanced economic exchange.